Wow, okay, are you ready for this? So, we're days away from a once-in-a-lifetime moment. 3i Atlas is about to graze the sun, and it's getting more and more interesting, frankly, strange by the day. Let's go through what's verified, what's speculation, and why everyone is watching 3i Atlas so closely right now. So, as of October 23rd, 3i Atlas is about 360 million kilometers from Earth. It's currently passing through Virgo, and it's headed for its closest point to the sun around October 29th. It will be just inside of Mars's orbit. ESA's ExoMars and Mars Express, these orbiters have captured the object earlier this month. It was a faint white blur surrounded by a glowing coma. Telescopes like Gemini South have confirmed it's slowly forming a tail, but it's still super faint because it's so far. The Swift Observatory measured it shedding water like a cosmic fire hose. Now, normally we'd expect regular updates from NASA, but the timing is very odd. So while ESA and independent astronomers have been posting, NASA... All right, 3i Atlas just changed fast, and quite dramatically, actually. Here's the latest. So, as it hit perihelion as predicted on October 29th, which was yesterday, new data from NASA's STEREO, SOHO, and GHOST 19 shows that the object rapidly brightened and it shifted to a color bluer than the sun itself. That's coming from several sources, one of which is Avi Loeb, who confirmed the change using the fresh imagery that was taken between October 18th and the 24th. So basically a blue color means that it's releasing higher energy particles, likely fresh gas, dust, as it heats up, nearing that sun. And that could tell us a lot about what the object is actually made of. So it's currently behind the sun where it was predicted to be. It still seems to be on the course as predicted, and it shows no signs of fragmentation yet, but it's evolving quickly. So over the next few days, researchers will be watching to see if the brightness holds or if it collapses, which would give a clue to whether it's going to survive its swing around the sun or not. So I'll keep you posted as new data rolls in, but stay curious, stay grounded.
Doing some research on the New York City subway stations. And it's interesting because they said that the subway stations were founded in 1904 and they opened in 1905. So they were found, that's what founded means. They were found in 1904 and they opened 1 year later. They didn't build them, they just took ownership of these tunnels that are deep underneath New York City. And it's interesting because when you look at all of these tunnels, you sit there and think, okay, you go up above on the street, you got horse and wagon and all this stuff roaming around, but you're building these massive tunnels cutting through the earth. Take a perfect example. Go outside, get a shovel, and see how far you can go in the earth. Especially in a time around the 1900s where it's very challenging to do that. There's no construction photos. There's just like 4 people standing in front of a tunnel saying that we built it. You would think if you did the first subway ever that people are blown away that they could go in, you'd have photos galore. But you only have one photo of 4 people standing in front of a tunnel saying that you founded the tunnels of New York City.
This is a real petrified statue of a fallen angel the world was never meant to see. In January 2023, Russian coal miners in Siberia found a massive, evil-looking angel statue while digging underground. Its huge wings and lifelike details make it look real, like a being turned to stone. They reported it to the government, which sent a helicopter to airlift it away. Officials later claimed it was around 10,000 years old. What made it even stranger was that the clothes weren't carved from stone like the rest of the figure. They were real fabric turned to stone. But this is where it gets scary. Rumors spread that the statue was actually a fallen angel trapped in stone and buried deep within the earth. Some even pointed to Bible verses describing how God cast rebellious angels out of heaven and chained them in darkness until Judgment Day. Even The Simpsons once had an episode about finding a fallen angel statue. After all, there haven't been any new photos, videos, or official reports about the statue since it was supposedly taken for study. The people in control took it away, hiding the truth. Comment mystery, and I'll reveal who is truly in control.
They have been lying to you. There used to be a 13th month, but they erased it, leaving us with a false historical timeline. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, but this calendar doesn't really make much sense. It was primarily designed to help people remember when to pay their taxes. The word calendar actually comes from calends, an ancient word meaning account book. The months in our current calendar are a complete mess. March is named after Mars, the god of war. July and August are named after Julius and Augustus Caesar, who decided they should each have a month named after them. But this is where it gets scary. The order of the months doesn't make any sense either. Septem means 7, Octo means 8, Novem means 9, and Decem means 10. Instead, the 13-month calendar used by many ancient cultures follows the natural cycles of the moon. It has 13 months each with 28 days, and if you multiply 13 by 28, you get 364 days, perfectly matching the moon's orbit. The 13-month calendar didn't just disappear, it was replaced with one built for control, not the truth. Comment moon below and I'll reveal the name of the lost month.
What was the first known civilization in human history? The ancient Sumerians, who lived in Mesopotamia around 4000 BCE, are considered by many to be the first civilization in human history. But who or what influenced their development? That's where the Anunnaki come in. According to Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki were a group of deities who came to Earth from the heavens. They were said to have taught the Sumerians everything from agriculture to writing, and even interbred with humans to create a hybrid race of rulers. Some researchers believe that the Anunnaki may have been ancient astronauts or extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in the distant past. Others argue that they were simply a metaphorical representation of natural phenomena, such as the cycles of the seasons. Regardless of their true nature, the Anunnaki continue to fascinate and intrigue people around the world. Their alleged influence on the Sumerians and their legacy in human history are still being studied and debated today. Get your free ebook bundle by visiting our profile. Over 6,000 years ago, a mysterious civilization had detailed maps of our solar system. The Sumerians created these drawings using clay. The surviving drawings show that they understood that the sun is a star at the center of the solar system and that other planets revolve around it. They even accurately sketched the orbits and positions of the planets. Interestingly, some of their paintings also depict strange images with giant entities. The Sumerians considered them to be deities. Intriguingly, some of the drawings of these gods even display symbols resembling human DNA sequences. Additionally, they had symbols related to medicine, which bear significant resemblance to modern medical symbols. To this day, we still cannot understand how thousands of years ago, the oldest civilization of mankind had such profound knowledge of astronomy. This raises the question of whether this ancient civilization was not backward, but rather had advanced far beyond our current understanding of them.
Beneath the Great Pyramids of Giza lies a hidden world that could rewrite history. Recent studies using synthetic aperture radar tomography, combining satellite data with seismic readings, have revealed something extraordinary. 8 massive vertical shafts, each plunging over 2,100 feet into the Earth, surrounded by spiral pathways like ancient helical staircases carved deep underground. And at the bottom of some of these shafts, 2 enormous chambers, each nearly 80 meters wide, buried in complete darkness for thousands of years. This isn't just a few tunnels. The data suggests a vast underground network stretching beneath all 3 pyramids and possibly across the entire Giza plateau. What were they for? Burial chambers? Advanced energy systems? Or could this be the fabled Hall of Records? The legendary library said to preserve the forgotten history of humanity before the last cataclysm. If true, these structures are far beyond what we thought the ancient Egyptians could build. And perhaps they weren't the only ones involved. The sands of Giza have hidden their secret for millennia. But now, the question is no longer if something is down there, it's whether we're ready to face what it means.
This is the top of the Great Pyramid of Giza as seen from above. Although it is the peak, it spans more than 12 square meters. In fact, there used to be a pyramid-shaped block at this location, but it has been lost. According to ancient Egyptian records, the pyramid-shaped block placed on top was the most important part of a pyramid. It was the final piece that allowed the pyramid to fully utilize its true function. However, the tops of the pyramids have been lost for a long time, and no one knows why. Records from over 2,000 years ago show that at that time, the pyramid no longer had a pyramid-shaped block on top. When intact, the pyramid was covered with white limestone and polished to a shine. Therefore, sunlight would reflect off the surface of the pyramid, making this structure visible from space at a very far distance. The tip of the pyramid is believed to have been made of gold, leading many to suspect it may have been stolen. And the loss of the part that could activate the true function of the pyramid makes this structure even more mysterious to us.
What if I told you the Garden of Eden was never a blissful paradise, but a human zoo built by beings who wanted workers, not worshippers? Walls, watchtowers, and a security system, all designed to keep the new species comfortable and contained while the operators watched every move. 2 special stations sat in the middle, one that kept the test subjects alive for as long as needed, and another storing data they weren't authorized to touch. The moment those rules were broken, the keepers shut the gates and wiped the site from the map. In every ancient language that names it, the first home of humanity is a locked compound. Hebrew calls it Gan, an enclosed garden. Old Persian has Pairidiza, a park ringed by walls. The Greeks repeat the sound as paradisos. Same meaning every time. Fenced zone, life inside, guards outside. Genesis keeps the technical details. 1 central water source splitting into 4 channels. A catalog of animals brought in for inspection. 2 restricted trees. 1 for sustaining biology. 1 for uploading knowledge. And a security force posted at the gate the moment protocol is breached. Sumerian tablets run parallel. They call the place Edin, describe skyborn overseers, and speak of a time when the task of the gods was laid upon mankind. In both records, the humans are prototypes, the enclosure is a lab, and the eviction is not a sin story. It's a containment event. The evidence is scattered, the story fragmented, but the pattern holds. Advanced visitors set up a breakaway civilization on our planet, engineered a workforce out of local stock, and raised the first generation behind a fence. When the experiment pushed past its limits, the gate slammed shut, and the prototypes, our ancestors, were forced into the open world with only half the manual. Tonight, we put the manual back together. Welcome to the Anunnaki Connection.
Me contem o que vocês acham que é isso.
Can you talk to me? Can you hear me? Jesus loves me. Oh, you know Jesus. You know Jesus. Jesus is awesome, isn't he? Yes, he is. God is good. God is good. God is good.
gonna put this camcorder down.
Hey, this is Matt driving a boat home. It's after a rough day out on the ocean. Get that sense? They're being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard. By one of us in, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on, they were 7 lights. Oh, this is a big deal. They're keeping pace with us.
This is crazy. My God, look at it. That's not a plane. That is wild. That's going way too fast. That's not. What's up with my camera? I had to go running and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. What's with my camera? Look at this thing. Is he? Jesus Christ.
What is this, guys? It's coming this way, bro. It's gone.
Captured at Manasquan Beach, New Jersey, a mysterious, shape-shifting orb, UFO, plasmoid, or something else entirely. Slowing it down, notice how it morphs. Even slower now, can you see new details emerging? Pause. A reptilian face inside a perfect octagon? You decide. Continuing in slow motion, keep your eyes locked. Pause it again. Is that a face peering back at us? The transformations continue, and here it looks like an angel. You've seen the evidence. What do you think?
So we got this crazy video. This was recorded at Hamilton Lake in New Jersey last night. So watch, you can see orbs. You can see two orbs. One of them is ejecting other orbs. Seems to be shooting orbs down towards the ground. But watch this. It is shot down and explodes. I don't know what shoots it down. But this is wild. I mean, I really don't know what's going on here. Every video seems to be getting crazier. Watch. Boom. It's hanging there. Here, I'm going to play it in slow-mo. You can see it explode. There's still the other orb hovering above it. And honestly, I don't know what to think about this. Like I said, Hamilton, New Jersey, filmed last night. I had to brighten it up. The original video was extremely dark. You could barely tell what was going on. But, yeah, I don't know what it's ejecting. Don't know what blew it up, but they're not talking about it. So we got this crazy video. This
every interview you've ever given. I've followed the story incredibly closely. But for people who don't know the story, let's give them the bullet points. You used to work at Area 51. And Area 51, God, you let, like, huh?
Well, you know, we want to be accurate.
Okay.
Area S4, about 15 miles south of Area 51.
Okay. You worked in, how would you describe it?
I guess within the Area 51 compound. You can call that a subset of Area 51.
And you got that job. Before that, you were working...
Before that, I had worked at Los Alamos National Labs in New Mexico.
And you were involved in what kind of work?
Nuclear weapon development, physics.
So how do they approach you to say, hey, Bob, why don't you come on out to the Nevada desert?